Hey, family. You grow tired, you see? Grow tired. So me now I'm meeting this evening. Listen, oh, yeah, one people right here. So. Got a pimple. I haven't got pimple in so long. How you guys are doing, family? How is everybody doing? How you guys doing tonight? Bless up yourself. I need to turn my TV on. My TV is kind of loud. I said I was in a meeting today and I fall asleep. Trip slow, the sound is alive. Baseline cut sharp like a beat high. Caught up in the web, no chance to revive. You're the air. Yeah, the real boss. What's going on, people? Bless up. Why my TV so dark? The TV is so dark from me. Storm in my ears, girl, you multiply. Soundtrack of my soul, you're my alibi. Boom goes my chest, the beat don't lie. Electric love can't hide, ever fight. Storm in my ears, girl, you multiply. Soundtrack of my soul, you're my alibi. Dance with the war cry. So hope everybody doing good tonight. I just said I'm tired. So tired, but I said let me locked in this rhythm till the ocean's dry. Boom goes my chest, the beat don't lie. Electric love can't hide, ever fight. Storm in my ears, girl, you multiply. Soundtrack of my soul, you're my alibi. Everybody had the good. So hope everybody doing wonderful, doing good, doing good. Boom goes my chest, the beat don't lie. Electric love can't hide, amplify. Storm in my ears, girl, you multiply. Soundtrack of my soul, you're my alibi. I did some after I got out my meeting today, let me turn the music down a little. So it just play a little. So after I finish with what I call it. So after I finish with my meeting this evening, well, the meeting finished with me fall asleep around the computer. I was in the meeting and I don't know when I fall asleep. I just know I wake up probably about. I think I wake up about 8 something out the meeting. Got up and cook. Made me some quick macaroni and cheese. And that's how the boy said, make something simple. So I did me some macaroni and cheese and baked me some wings. Start wash up the dish, then but my foot them tired. And, you know, when you exercise for a while, it take a toll on your body. And, you know, you have to be consistent. Look at the pimple right here. Look at the big old pimple. Yes, family. So I did the mac and cheese, and the kids ate the mac and cheese. I was shocked. They said, "Mommy, can I have some more mac and cheese?" I'm like, "Okay." They literally said, "Mommy, can I have some more mac and cheese?" So I baked the wings and the macaroni and cheese. Ooh. I was knocked out right in the meeting. They probably hanged up and then I'm telling you. We're gonna get through though, family. But this is an exercise regime for me now, so my legs are pained up because I did a lot of running up and down today. When I mean literally run, we run, walk. You know, so and when I walk fast. I don't walk slow. So you know, that was really a good workout. So I hope everybody doing amazing. I hope everybody doing wonderful, and hope you had a good day today. Maybe girl had one, and then But the good thing I like with what I saw today, with what I did today, is the fact that he have me come back home, even though I was tired and everything, and I was able to sat outside with the kids, let them play around a little bit more with their bike, even though, oh, you should see me, guys. I left the house today at 1:30 something when we get off live when he was in class and we get off. And I walk up to his school. We got to the school by 2. I want to say 2:13. 2:13 or 2:05. I think 2:05 or so. We got to the school with his toy on my back. Yes, I carry his bicycle. That little one you see he ride around with me and him on there. Well, you don't see me and him on there. To do me and him on there. So I bring it with me because I decided that I ain't carrying him on my back. So they both ride home. One ride their scooter home and the other one ride their bike home. And I had to walk. This is the little one. Mommy, stay over to the right, because he was riding closer to the road. When I mean closer to the road, you know, they have the sidewalks over here. Somebody know the sidewalk big. So he go try to protect me out the road. He said, Mama, you must stay over to the right. And he pointing his finger, stay over to the right, Mama. I'm like, okay. Come on, Mama, come on. When you have to be mentally prepared, guys, I'm telling you. It might not be the feeling that you were looking for, because that wasn't your hopes, you know. But when something arises, you know, if you're one of those persons who are self-conscious, positive, and can take the negative and flip it quick and fast, it's easier for a turnaround, a quick turnaround, you know what I mean? Because, you know, sometimes we're looking for positiveness, but you're not going to find the positive just like that. Positiveness just don't pop up just like that. And if you look at everybody that been through the storm of life, you will realize that they didn't just evolve with just a positive mind frame just like that. Their setbacks is what they learn from and tell themselves that, you know what? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Okay, that's how we're going to play that now? Okay, now they start to think. So now they have to know what next. What's the next move? How are they going to do this? How are they going to do that? The transition they're going to make. You know what I mean? So those are the things that help us to navigate our way. You know, you don't have to agree with what I'm saying, because everybody's way of thinking is different, which is their perspective on life is different. That's why we're unique and different. And that's why our perspectives are different. But what I'm just saying here, looking at my situation, and I'm saying to myself, how can I take the negative and turn it into positive? And within that same day, I did take the negative and turn it into positive, instead of being mad at myself for like, what am I going to do or anything. No. I saw that thing and I solved it. Is it a long time goal that I came up with? No, it's not going to be long term. Because they have the kids, they need to get here, they need to get there. Just a lot of things will be set back in some ways, you know, because then you're going to use up more than you should, you know. But at the same time, I was able to implement quick solutions so that I don't have to feel like I can do it, you know. I don't have to feel like that. Hey Lydia, how are you? Greetings. Greetings, how you doing? So I don't have to feel like I can't do it. You know what I mean? I quickly spring into action and quickly. Oh, the music. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you so much. I need to turn that TV down too. Let me turn that TV down. You know, and I said to myself, how can I quickly turn the the negative, which is what was in the way. How can I turn it into positive? I had to find a way to tell myself that. How can I turn the things that was set there, like, whatever that blockage is in your life. Thank you, Nydia, so much. Thank you. I'm doing good, Nydia. Just my legs hurt. I am so pained up, Nydia. I just cause I've been running and walking today because the car is down. So I've been running, walk, had to drop the boy to school, go come back, go to my appointment today, and I had to run there because I was running late. By the time I get back, make the big one some lunch so he could be in class and everything set, get him situated. Then I had to rush out the house, so I had to take 15 minutes to run. What they call it, run walk. Just stop and run and walk there, and get back. And then when I came back home, I only have like an hour in between playing around before I challenge the walk again. So, but it's a lot of pain, you know, a lot of pain for the first day because I did do a lot of walking up and down. Think you walk 30 minutes to go up and 30 minutes back. Then you have to come again and walk another 15 minutes, go and then another 15 minutes, come back. From different, oh, that's a lot. That's great exercise. So, yes, it's great exercise. So I'm saying to myself, let me see how this what they call it, tire wheel here in front of me. Let me see if it's gonna work down. Because all that walking, all that walk, I know it's not gonna happen overnight, but I mean, all that walking that I did today, I supposed to shed some form of weight today. Because I tell you, I'm telling you, but I was just saying that this is so funny. I was sitting down early and I was saying how how to change the negative into positive, and it come from the setbacks that I have. Because one, when the car get down, I was able to start think and say, okay, I can walk. It's one bus away to get where I need to, and then I can walk. And I challenge the walk today, and I realized from my house to get to my son's school, it will roughly cost me around 30 minutes worth of walk just to get to his school. And if I walk like a fast enough, but when you have the kids, you might not have that 30 minutes. It might be like a little longer, maybe about 35, you know, extra 5 minutes on. But it just goes to show that I could have sit down and cry over the car. I could have sit down and make a big fuss out of it. But instead of me making a big fuss out of it, I talk about it. Don't get me wrong, I talked about it. But instead of me, I talk about it on live. When I get off, I talk about something else by going to my bed, shut up my mouth and go to my bed, watch some music, watch some videos or something, and just go to my bed or talk to my kids. But I looked at the situation and said, this is how positiveness comes about. Because things happen to you. And instead of sitting down and crying over spilled milk and no solution, I didn't drain myself in the things that was set to attack me. I quickly turned that negativity around quickly, which was the downfall of the car, which was the negative aspect. And when I mean negative don't have to mean that is somebody negative towards you, just mean that this is your downfall, because whatever it is, it could mean that you were sick, so you didn't get to go to work for a whole week, depending on the kind of job you have. So your paycheck is gonna, what they say, meager. You're not gonna have the money that you will be calculating to say, all right, I will have a little petty cash to go do whatever I need to do. You will have that because you were sick or so you couldn't get to work the full 5 days to make that money that you wanted to make, or so forth. So so many things come in life and really, teach us, really teach us. And I'm saying my negative, my downfall was the car, but I didn't let it stop me from keep moving. But did I pay for it? My legs is paying for it. My legs are paying for it. It's like somebody saying, remember, no, you're wearing the wrong size shoes. and you squeeze, yes, my legs are paying the price. But after 2 weeks, I should be synchronized into the walking habit, and just the fresh air that come along. So I'm saying that when we're going through stuff, don't look at the situation as a downfall. Quickly start to turn it around and say, how can I get over here? Because now I'm already here. It's like when the car start install in the middle of the road. My kids say, "Mommy, what are we gonna do?" And I say, "I got AAA and I got insurance on the car, so that was good." And I have towing on both of them, right? So that was a good aspect of that. You can imagine if I didn't have any of those, then maybe the outcome of me getting pulling the car away or so could be anything else. You never know what can happen. So it just to see how a situation can turn around, and then the other good thing that came out of it, the how that man does stop. His name is Tyrone. I just know him as his first name as Tyrone. Anybody could be Tyrone, but Tyrone, big shout out to you wherever you are. So got so many cars was passing, and I remember this dad almost running the knock of the car, and I had to be putting my hand out and everything. And this man said, "Is everything?" Because I was putting my hand out there to indicate because they weren't reading the four-way flasher. So I had to put my hand out there so they could go around the four-way flasher and everything. And this man just pulled up and he said, "Is everything all right or something?" And I said, "No." And he was very nice enough to say, but the only thing I love, he get to the point, he said, "Okay, I will be able to pull you out the road and that's all I can do." And I said, "Thank you, that's the biggest help." Because I was in a danger zone where somebody could be drunk, not paying attention, and run right in my knock knock, and my kids in the back of the car. You see what I'm saying? So for him to do that, that was a big thing. And guess what? While he was doing that, I was literally on the phone with AAA. And I remember I was telling AAA that, okay, somebody gonna pull me out the road and put me over to the side of the road. And within 15 minutes, AAA came on the scene and stuff. They asked me, "Where were you?" And they asked me to get the closest address by. And I went across the liquor store and they were able to give me their address because I didn't see it on the door at the time. When you're in situation, you're not look, you look, but trust me, you don't see nothing. So at this point, you're going to ask. Probably somebody said, "What's wrong with her?" That's their problem. They're not in the situation. When you're in situation, you're burning, not thinking. You know what I mean? So I was able to ask and he gave me the address and stuff, and then I relayed to the tow truck that was coming. And the guy was so nice, everybody was so professional and everything. So big shout out to, I think his name was JR and Tyrone, and big up to the liquor store there as well, you know. And big up to everyone, because let me tell you something. We're going through life sometime and we want the positive. But positive don't just evolve like that. You go through the storms. We all go through something. Whatever that look like. It could be a financial crisis you're in right now and you're saying you don't know how you're gonna find your way out. But telling ourselves we don't know how we're gonna find our way out, then we won't find our way out. Because we are further sinking ourselves into into what is already there. The problem is already there. You're going through a financial crisis. The problem is already there. You identify the problem. You state it. You see what I'm saying? I like how I mentioned it. So, for me to sit and dwell in that, how am I going to come out of that when I'm sinking myself? What I need to start tell myself, okay, do I have an igloo? It's summertime coming. Do I have an igloo where I could throw some water? I have a deep freeze. I could it have wheel on there. I could freeze some water. People in the summer like water because the time cold, it's time hot. They need something to cool them down. Regulate their body temperature back to in reality. So I can freeze some water and I can carry it out on the road and go sell it. By the time you're out there, sooner or later it start to melt. You could buy some what they call it, those ice to keep everything cool, freeze, buy some drinks, sell it, whatever. So there's so many ways I can think instead of saying, what am I gonna do? I don't know how am I gonna manage or whatever. Same way I can say I don't know how am I gonna manage, which is thinking in the wrong direction. I can think the other direction, which is the right direction. Use the outcome of the things that are challenging me to see how I can get over to this place here I need to get to, where I can feel comfortable. You know, a lot of people you see right now that are very successful. I listened to some of them stories in life, and they said, I see people interview a lot of them, well, as celebrities, middle class, or even if you're not middle class, you're in between trying to rise up to the ladder and stuff like that. And they always ask you, so what was the reason why you think to what led you to start this? What was your main focus? Why did you do it? You know, why did you want to be this? Why did you aspire to, so even though you get the positive side of it now because you're flourishing, you're blossoming, but what really lead you, what really drive you to there? Something drive us to there. So when we look sometimes and we want the positive, we want the positive, but with the negative comes the positive, because through the things that are not going to sit well with you in life, those are the things you're going to start to look at and say, okay, elimination method. I don't want this in my life no more, because I don't want to keep going back and forth, or the if and but. You don't want to do that no more. So you start to eliminate the things you don't want in your life no more. And then you just start to think about the things that you want for yourself, that you've been through the negative already. You see that part of life already. So now you said to yourself, how can I gain something to make it more meaningful? I don't just want to live a life full of just negativity. And you hear say negativity, because through that, because negativity doesn't mean that it comes through friendship, or it come through relationship, or it can come from anything. It could come from just the bad choices that we make. That's where negativity come from, because we start to beat ourselves down, and then we start to, it's like they say too much Vaseline is not good for your skin because it clog your pores. So we start bake ourselves with the negative, and we start just paste it on us, and then we realize that when we're ready to come out of it, we're so embedded in this thing that it hurts. I mind you, that's why they said it's good to have a mind of our own. Because when you have a mind of your own, it's easier to navigate the world around you. Just like we tell children, even in school, they tell us that children perceive the world around them. They're not from our lenses, but from their lenses. Same way, every person that we see on this planet, they're gonna perceive the world around them the way they can perceive it within themselves, and the way they understand the things around them. The way I understand things around me, and that's why it go back to interpretation. Sometimes somebody can say something to you, you might think it's rude to you, but then because you're looking at it as a whole. But then when you pull it apart, sometimes you realize, oh, it's okay. It's still not sit well with you, don't get me wrong. But then it's something that you could say, all right, it's okay. You can point it, but you can say it's okay. You know what I mean? It's like somebody cook something and tell you, oh, this dinner is fly. This dinner is. And then when you taste it and they're looking at you like, but your facial expression already give it away, but you don't want to make it so obvious, because not everybody can read facial expression and so forth. Then you will say, they say, how is it? And then you say, it's okay. Or you will say it's good. Don't lie if your food not good. If your food is okay, just say it's okay. It's not bad. And if you're gonna say food is okay, you could probably point out a thing or two that you didn't like in there. Because some people don't like, for example, cucumber. Not everybody like their cucumber in certain things. Some people don't like when meat is too big, cut up too big. Some people don't like when the meat is, when certain things is done just a certain way. It doesn't mean that they're not enjoying it, but everybody like their things different, because that's life. We are not gonna like things the same way, you know. I might like these kind of dressing, somebody else might not. They might want to put a blazer on it to make them a little bit more complete. You know what I mean? So I might like a bunch of jewelry, somebody else might not. You know what I mean? I might not like nails, but somebody else like nails. That's what I'm saying. So everybody taste bud ain't gonna be the same. Even though we have some similarities in life, but doesn't mean it's gonna be the same. We are unique and different, and that's what is gonna combine together to make this place go around. This life that we're in. So I was just saying that when I look at the car was a negative. But how did I get over to being the positive? How did I get over into the positive seat? into the driver's seat. How did I get over to that being driver's seat, the positive driving seat? It's through the setback, which is the negative. Any setback you have is going to be a negative. You buck your toe, that's a negative. No, you now if you were planning to go somewhere, you say, well, for the summer, I'm gonna put my nails on, I'm gonna get some pedicure and manicure done. You can't get it done because you hurt your finger or you hurt your foot. So, and that's the negative right there. It's a setback, but guess what? We will find a way to make it work. If we have to wrap it up with a little band-aid and then put a tell you have artists out there that will carve out the nail for you on just for you to wear what you need to wear till you can aim on top of that band-aid. Carve it out, make it look nice and make your hand look like your OG finger. And you go on there, nobody would even know that you just bought that finger, you just tear the nail or something. Because it's just for that party, and as soon as you come home, it's just like wigs. How many of us wear wigs? And as soon as we get home, we cannot wait to get home to take that, we call it mop, to take that mop off our head. It fly, but we just cannot wait to go home and take it off. As much as you see a lot of us wear wigs, we don't want to be in wigs when we are home. We want to pull it off, and get back into reality. So you see, you have to look at life in a way that what is it that set you back, and what is that setback, and what can you do with that setback? What can you? It's like somebody tell you, "Oh, you're not coming after no good. You're not gonna become no good." You hear it all the time. I heard so many people talk about, you know what? I need to prove some people wrong. I need to prove people who tell me that I can't. I can't. It's like you say, you know what? I'm gonna go open let's use YouTube. I'm gonna open a YouTube channel and I'm gonna dance, or some people might say I'm gonna cook and I'm gonna teach or so, and then you might have other people around you telling you, what can you do? You can't even cook good, instead of encouraging you. And then when they say that because they're being negative to you, if you consume that negative, then you're going to start to believe what they're saying. But if you tell yourself while they're saying these things, you're rebutting. We talk about debate in school. Anybody remember when we do debate in school? Let's look at debate. Debate is a way to not let the toxicness of what this person or this team is throwing at you comes into your space and take your space up. It's for you to rebut it and let them know that, listen, this don't sit well and we're not going to agree with this, blah, blah, blah. And then you pull up your statistics. You put in your according to so and so. And according to this article, blah, blah, blah. This cannot stand here. It's in no form, shape, or the other. You know what I mean? And that's why they have rebuttals. That's why they have pros and cons. That's why yesterday when they had debate, even I was about to say parliament, but parliament is in Jamaica and some other country. Over here, when they have elections and all those kind of stuff, to bring in somebody, even if he's in the church, and you gotta bring somebody else in the church, so they have to have something. How are you, dream girl? How are you doing? Greeting. You say have a good night, queen. Okay, Nydia, thank you so much. You have a good night, Nydia. Thank you. So it just goes to show. It just goes to show that we have so much to learn from the things that are meant to set us back. The things that are meant to set us back, if we digest them, then we consume them. Because we digest them, right? We're hungry, we're thirsty. So we will consume them because we believe. You cannot believe everything that utter. You have to learn to understand some things for yourself. And that is where your setbacks is going to come from. My setback is with the car. What is your setback? You look at what is it in your life that is a setback. Whatever that setback is, it could mean that you're in school and you're failing terrible, and you feel bad about it. But feeling bad about it, ask yourself, what can I do to fix it? That means you need to study harder. You need to work a little harder. You can't just sit down like the man who have a brilliant mind and say you're going to be like him because they don't have to study. That doesn't mean it's your brain. You have kids that can just go out there and they read something one time and everything and they get an understanding. Not everybody have that ability to read something and then they understand and can go right ahead and do what they gotta do. Some people take a little time to work themselves in, and nothing wrong with working yourself in. It's how you're gonna do it, and that's why when you see when you see others are elevating in life, you're looking at the positive part of them because you see them elevating. And then some people will become jealous of the elevation, not realizing that they have to do is start to think about what can they do to elevate themselves to that level that you see that person is elevating themselves to. That's all we need to do, is ask ourselves, how can we be here? And sometimes most of these people who elevate themselves to the next level, they are not afraid to tell you how they get there. They might not give you all the ammunitions to go into it, but they will give you enough for you to figure out the rest. It's just like when you go to school or so. You learn a lot of these things, but you don't learn a whole lot about the world around you that much in terms of when you get this job. Let's say you grow up and you say, you know what, I want to be a chiropractor. They ain't going to teach you nothing in school about no chiropractor. They're going to make you get the subject areas that you need, like this, the sciences and the physics and the chemistry and whatever, to get into those fields. And you will learn some things about these things, but they're not going to go in depth with these things, but they give you the vast amount of knowledge so you can transfer that into going to universities or going to colleges, so that you can dig deeper or dive deeper into what you want to pursue, you know. And that's why it is important to understand things for yourself. You can't just want and not think. You gotta think. What is it that you want to achieve? Even as YouTube content creator, I have to keep looking at myself and tell myself, what is it that I really want to achieve? I already know what I want to achieve, but I have to keep reminding myself to make sure that I am still next in 5 6 months down the line. I am still in agreement with what I said previously. Because as you grow, as you elevate, as you strive, there's a bunch of things start coming to your way, and then it can cause you to say, you know what, I want to do this, I want to do that. Now you have too much ideas, now you're confused because you're going here and you're going there, you know what I mean? Not realizing that all we need is just one good idea to run with, but sometimes the ideas are there. And confident, when you don't have a lot of confidence in yourself because you're waiting for the world to validate you, you're waiting for people to tell you, oh, you're fly, you're waiting for people to tell you, oh, this is that, you have to have some level of confidence, not too overconfident, because you know what, overconfidence sometimes can is like too much salt. You pour too much salt in your pot, eh? You don't want to be too over anything, it's like over dramatic or anything. You don't want to be too that because it's not your actor or anything. You're not getting a role in acting. You know what I mean? But you just want to do enough to keep you going, keep you in the game, keep you in whatever game you do. Whether it is to achieve your house, to like me, to achieve a car, or to make sure my kids are going to school on time, or whatever, and to own my restaurant, or to own me a daycare, or to own me something that can help something, help out situation, because I know what I've been through, and when you know what you've been through, it's easier for you to navigate your way. And that's why when we look at this world, I see so many people are helping so many people because they were in those shoes once. They might not be specifically in that shoes that somebody's that they're helping out in, because they could be in. Remember, now you have different ways of being in a shoes: emotionally, mentally, psychologically, physically, financially, emotional. You name the alleys. Doesn't mean everybody climb up all of them all the time. Some of us collect all of them, every one of them. We just collect them. We like we don't let go of them. We just collect them. As soon as they arrive, we collect them. Not realizing that some things are seasonal, some things are meant to work, keep working towards, and then some things are just part time. And we just need to understand and keep going and go with a open a mind, open mindset, a good heart. Lead with a good heart. And that's why I like to applaud people who express themselves, because when you express yourself, and this is just my opinion, when you express yourself, it gives you a sigh of relief. Even if you come off wrong to someone, it is helping you to heal from whatever you were healing going through. And that's why it's very important that we have to know ourselves, that when somebody is frustrated, upset, angry, they're not in their right mind or so, it's for us to understand that we need to give them time, because time will tell what is really wrong. And if that person need help or she needs help or whatever, and you can try to intervene, mind you, everybody might not need the help. It's because they already gone too far in that mind frame. You can remember now, early intervention prevent a lot of stuff. But when people already gone too far, it's like you try to protect your daughter from this person, but they gone too far in this thing. Next thing, you now have to foot the bill for everything. Next thing, you have to feel the pain because it's too late. Now you left with the worries, the problem, the stress. And if you don't find a way to work yourself back out of that situation, because now you already know what the problem is. Whatever that problem look like in your life, we all know what that is. If we don't express ourselves, we won't be able to express it to others for them to understand what you're faced with, or how you're going to go about this, what you're going to do. A lot of time you call friends and family and you say, hey, I'm going through this dilemma. And the first thing they ask is, so what you going to do? They're not asking, they're not telling you what they're going to do to help you. They want to know what you are going to do. And then once they know what you are going to do, then that's when they will chime in and say, all right, then we can help you. We can help you. Because now they see you on the path, if it's a good path. Because if you're still over this side, then they're going to keep trying, but there's a time for the cup to run over. As the songwriter said, my cup is full and running over. But you got to be able to recognize these things and work. You know, life is a lot of work. It's not just a job, because you go to a job and you get a paycheck and it's a lot of work you had. Life itself is a whole lot of work, because every day you're constantly learning. Every day you're constantly growing. Because even today when I reached to the place, I said to myself, man, when I was driving, I don't know if I would reach here this early, because I used to have meeting back to back at my son's school, so I would have to stay for that meeting. But now I'm not driving, I reach here early. I reach here before the time. At least like 2-3 minutes before the time, and I'm like, wow, I guess I need to walk more. That's what I'm saying to myself, I guess I need to walk more. Because sometimes we rely on something for so long that when it's stripped from us, we just plunge into a ditch, not thinking, because we're looking like, huh, what is this? Why is this happening to me? Not realizing that it's a wake-up call to tell us that nothing lasts forever. Only thing lasts in this world is salvation. No matter how much we will talk, no matter how much we will preach, no matter how much we're going to roll out anything, nothing lasts in this world but good salvation. And that's why I learned I learned a big lesson that, you know what? It's life. It happens. What am I going to do? How am I going to navigate my way as a parent of two young boys? And as I said, when I walk today and hear my son say, "Ma, this is the best I ever feel in a long time," it just goes to show that God is moving. And when I'm working, He will move me too. He will give me the ability to get from this phase that was there to drag me further down to be over here. You gotta have that faith. You gotta pray to Him. And this I say, sometimes when they say things don't sit well with you and you're not going well, it's a time to connect. And I'm not talking connect in no group or anything. It's the time to connect with your spiritual father so that he can help you decipher what is bothering you, what is bugging you, what is hindering you, what is blocking you. Why are you feeling so drained? Why are you feeling so worked up? What is causing it? And sometimes he will remove those things out of your life. And when he just remove them, we will still be wondering why. Why is this person not talking to me? Why is my car broken down? Who is doing this to me? Not realizing that some of these things we prayed for. We said, God, I beg you to remove the things that are not important to me, that are going to drain me, that are going to consume me in a negative way. It's going to make a negative impact on my life. Remove it out my way. And now it removed. Then we start to worry. We don't need to worry. All we need to do is just reach out. Because if you're worried about someone or somebody not doing this, not doing that, then you might need to reach out. It's like you think of somebody, what do? You pick your phone up and you reach out. Find out how that person doing. You don't need to want nothing from them. But you pick up the phone and find out how they're doing. They could probably still be mad at you, but at least you're reaching out to find out how that person is doing. It could be your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your sister, whosoever it is. All you need to do is just find out how they are doing, so that they don't have to rent space in your head. Because we're living in our world right now where if you don't have your mind up for yourself and you're not spiritually connected, you're easily influenced. And the Bible tells you cannot serve two masters and mammon. And to live upright into this world is not to cast nobody out because you're not Jesus. Because many times something don't go well and we all quick to jump on the wagon and walk, not realizing we need to find solutions. Okay, somebody said something I didn't sit well with me. Okay, what can I do so that I don't further hurt that person? What can I do to change? As my mother said, say less. Say less. And then sometimes, as human beings, we have to be self-aware. Because through self-realization, we are able to understand. Because the brain is going to start send messages if we're self-conscious about the things we said. And it won't sit well, and you will know when it don't sit well. You don't have to say it out to the public, but your brain sends signal. Then you start to process your thoughts better. And then sometimes people hurt don't have nothing to do with you. They're just grumpy, stressed out, envy, monstrous, disastrous, tornadoes, hurricane that don't have nothing to do with you. But because they're going through a phase in life, you're going through a phase in life, they don't understand themselves, so therefore they don't understand you. It's like It's like me with the accent in the house, and my kids tell me, Mommy, sometimes I don't understand you. I wouldn't even know they didn't even understand me until they told me. You see what I'm saying? So can you imagine all along I would be saying, go over there, little boy, and take that thing up from me and blah, blah, blah. And then he went over there and he can't find it. In my head, I think he understand me. So I'm saying, assuming instead of me stopping and said, did you understand what I said? Or did you understand what I meant? Because mind you, even though your child come from you, but if you have two different background of children where you raised in a different place from that child in another place raising, that child is automatically gonna have a different, maybe two different ways of thinking, as opposed to just listening to you. Because they're not only listening to you, they're listening to their teachers, they're listening to their peers. They're gonna adapt more of what their peers are saying on their teachers. So now when I come and say, like we say, scandal bag back home, I don't even hear nobody here say no scandal bag. They say bag, or maybe a black bag or a white bag. We say scandal bag. Same thing we're talking about with just the scandal bag. I remember I came here and we say indecent language. People here say profanity. Same thing. But it's just that everywhere you go, you're going to have people using different words, but it just means the same thing, like your antonyms or your synonyms. You know, this country might use the word profanity. When you say indecent language, or some they say, oh, mom, this child is cursing. We all understand cursing because it's just like a common term. But then you say profanity, not everybody might understand what profanity means. But then you could say indecent language and somebody understand that the language is not good. Okay, you say indecent. I mean, decent at all. It have no morals about it, nothing about it. It is racha, plain, bold, loose. So it's very important to figure out how, when we're looking at life, instead of casting our own problem onto other people, talk about your problem. And that's why I respect people when they talk about their problem. Talk about what they're faced with. And it's for us as human beings not to be so critical of everything somebody say. Because I like to say this. It is so easy for people to consume the negative than consume the positive. Somebody will be talking about the positive and nobody want to listen. But if somebody about to cuss somebody out, or somebody about to take somebody head off, or about to chant, or get into what they call the crazy house, the madhouse in Jamaica, we say madhouse, or arms house or something, or just get wild and just start popping at them out. Everybody tune in. Because we like to digest things that are not good for us. We digest everything that is not good for us, and the things that we need to consume, we barely consume it till when it's the last minute. When they say it's too late now. So we have to learn to know our place in life. We got to learn our place in life. Because I've seen even people with, you can have vast amount of years of experience and still acting like somebody who barely have any. I don't believe in you should have so many strength, so many ways of overcoming the things that you see in the world now. I don't believe in you should be joining the log team, the jet log team. I don't believe in you should be joining something that is you're running from. I don't believe in you should join in that. You should be a person of finding ways to uplift people and let them know, hey, I used to be here once. So I understand you. If you need time to do what you gotta do, I'll just be back in the background. Meaning that sometimes you don't be in the background. You when they come around also you be right there. Because not everybody can consume that rot, because some people are going through the same turmoil phase, maybe not within the live or anything, but outside of social media. They're dealing with their own rat. And as I said, you have the different alleys. It could be financial, emotionally, verbally, physically, mentally, whatever alley that look like. So you're dealing with your own face. So sometimes your mind just shut down because somebody's saying something and it's so relatable that you reach to the point that you don't want to um be a part of that. Not because you don't want to support the person, but because you are going through that turmoil phase in your life. And it's very important that when you're going through stuff in life and somebody's saying something, buy out, dial out, just to get the break you need, so that, because it bring back memories. A lot of things that people will say, even as a content creator and you have a platform now, like I have my platform and I'm talking, I can say something and it's a trigger to you. But if you don't say anything to me, you can just go around and tell the world, oh, resilient is this and resilient is that and blah blah blah. Then that means you are the problem. Because one, if you have a good friend around you, a good family member, they will first thing they will ask you, have you ever talked to Resilient Queen? Have you ever mentioned to Resilient Queen that, you said something the other day, I don't need to offend you, but I want you to know that when you said that thing, it kind of bring back so much memories for me. I understand what bring back memories is. It could be good memories or bad memories. As the song said, memories don't live like people do. They always remember you. You understand? So it is very important for us to understand what is it that affect us. Know when to just put your spikes in for the day. When you're at work and you're not feeling well, you tell the boss, I'm not feeling well. If he got enough people at work, he will say, all right, then go home, get that rest. See you back tomorrow. We got to learn to understand what is affecting us, because sometimes people are expressing themselves, and even though you're there, but because you have your own turmoil phase, first thing you're going to say, oh, they're talking about me. Oh, they're saying something. But sometimes it don't have nothing to do with you. Good night, Kesha and Harvey. How you doing? How you doing? Good night. Good night. I'm doing good. Just in little pain with my legs, but I'm doing good so far. You know. So find the positiveness to the negatives, and you will know what that negative. I can tell you what the negative is in your life. I know mine was the car. So you gotta understand what life is for you. And if you, I can, since we're on social media, I can use social media. If you're on a platform and somebody's talking trash or negative, it could be about anybody, or they just expressing how they feel or how people treat them or so. Just remember, we don't need to attach ourselves to those things. They are expressing themselves. We don't need to put negative connotation to ourselves because they're distributing it. You don't have to swallow it. You don't have to consume all of that. You have to take care of yourself, but you don't have to consume all of that. You could listen just to support somebody. You know what you can do? Mute the phone. But not even mute the phone. Turn the volume down of the phone and just watch a person. You won't hear nothing, but if you can read lip, you can read lip. But at least you can block that part out, because then if you bring back memory for you, you have to relive something. It's like sometimes when we look at the news and you see somebody passed away and we mention about that, it could be a trigger to somebody else, because I don't know that they had just lost someone, or I don't know that they're somebody birthday come back around, and I'm bringing up something and then it trigger. So it's best to take that moment to take a break. Or if you always say, but I want to support this person, but you got to take care of your mental health. If you have to turn the volume down or something and just put the phone and walk away, and at least you say, what, I'm trying to help as much as I can to help somebody, but what they're saying now not making no sense. Just turn the volume down, and that way you don't even have to look at the phone. Turn the volume down, walk away, and get your stuff done, so that way you're still back on the right track. You know, because when somebody rotting, it's like when we're having a conversation and somebody will say, well, this person do me this person do me that. And if it's a dialogue conversation we're having where we're communicating back and forth, I'm gonna put in and say, oh yeah, I had somebody did me like that too. You see what I'm saying? So we start to share how people do in life, whether it is on social media or off social media. It doesn't mean that everything have to be coming directly from social media. Sometimes people making suggestion or saying something doesn't mean it have to come from directly social media. It could just mean that is the person that they're in contact with day in day out in their lives. Their co-workers, their boss or whatever, and they don't want to just come out and say, oh, my boss this or boss that. You still have to respect the company you work for. You know what I mean? So it's rather not to call nobody name and just, what they call it, reading between the lines. Because why still work somewhere and still trash talking them, you know what I mean? It best to just leave it, you know what I mean? And just say, okay, such and such. You probably give that person, you probably call him a vacuum. But the truth be told, you probably weren't talking about a vacuum. But just to let no one exactly know who you were talking about, because sometimes that can go back into who you're talking about, and then it become a big issue. Because you have collectors who just collect the negative and run with it. And then next thing you know, your whole life turn upside down. Now you're going right back to the negative. You know what I mean? So we have to learn to know how to get over to the positive side of things. What is that affects you in your life? What is it that you need to change to make your life better? I don't know what is it that you need to know, but I know what is it that I need to change so I can make my life better. I know what is it that I need to do so I can get back on the road driving. Because these legs, I don't know if they're going to keep happening. But by the grace of God, I know they will. You see how I just find out, you see how I just say I have a negative in there. I don't know how they're going to make it happening. That's a negative. But look what I said now. By the grace of God, it will happen. You got to create that balance. You can't just leave this hanging because he going to laugh after you. You know, your problem laugh after you all the time. You're just silent. You can't talk. But he's laughing after you all the time. Because that's the joke of the day, your problem. Joke of the day. It's like you have your glasses on your face and you're calling your son or daughter, find my glasses. I need my glasses. So I need to write this. And you can't see and it's on your face. I need my car key and it's in your hand. What you do with my car key? Didn't I told you not to touch my stuff? It's in your hand. It's in your handbag. It's in. Where's my wallet? Did you take my wallet up? It's in your back pocket. I got $20 in here. Where is it? It's in your breast. It's in your bosom. Or it's in your cleavage. But we just make a big fuss just now over it. Oh, I think somebody come to my house and I should not let that family member come to my house. I should not let that friend in here. They stole my money. Only to realize that you stole your own money. You stole your own money because guess what? You took the money up. You put it from where you normally accustomed to put it down. And then you can't find it because you go back into the spot you're accustomed to. Because you forgot that you changed the spot up. It's like you change your password and then you write it down and then you forget it. You didn't save it, you forget it. Then you make you wonder if somebody hack you because you couldn't remember it. No, you go delusional. Losing the mind so quick. You so quick you get lose all mind. You're looking for something and it's time, deadline passing and you're running late. And right when you're running late, that's when time the devil just throw something in your way and you're like, oh my God. You're not thinking at this moment, you just give me my stuff. I've been down that road. And sometimes I see, Jenny, where's my phone? Because he likes to hide my phone. And then the phone is in my face. And I'm saying, because he likes to hide the phone. So when I ask, where's my phone? The phone is in front of my face. But it's quick to roll off the tongue than to look. You look when you feel stupid. And when I mean stupid, not actually say you're stupid. But after you embarrass yourself, do all of that. just to embarrass yourself, just to make a scene. Now people think you're crazy. Now people think you're losing your mind. I told you. Sometimes you walk out the house with your handbag and your shoulder, but because nothing was in it, it's so light. Nothing was in it. So you forgot that it was still on your shoulder. Sometimes you got on your poor socks and you're looking for the socks and it's on your foot. Because when it's like rushing out the house. That's why they said it's good to give yourself time to get out there. Because when you rush, you always forget something or lose something along the way. And that's why we have to learn to, while we're doing these things, we have to figure these things out and say, okay, what can I do? And then you have to, the other thing, you have to apologize. Can you imagine if you were that person who never like to apologize? At this time, you won't love apology because we worked up. We make ourselves look like something we were not. When people gonna label you as crazy, now you're losing your mind, you're forgetful. Like me, I forgetful sometimes. So sometimes I be thinking about something and I forget. Sometimes I be saying something and I totally forget about it. It's life though. It's life, but we gotta learn not to consume ourselves with everything people say. Even if it relate to you, doesn't mean it's your problem. You gotta fight that. Even if something relate to you, because you can resonate, you gotta fight that because consuming it the negative of life when you already negative towards your own problem, it's not gonna help you. It is not going to help you. And that's why we have to learn to dissect things, pull it apart. Like how they have pulled pork, or pull it up and make it nice. You go out, I think a Florida airport, we go and eat one. I think I want pulled pork burger or something. It was the nicest burger I ate for in that time frame. And talking about it, it tastes still living in my mouth. I think it was in Florida airport. I was having a delay flight over there, and I'm telling you that I think it was pulled pork. That pulled pork was, and I was really hungry too. But it just goes to show that we have to learn to pull some things away. You don't have to hate on no one. You don't have to make a fuss. You don't have to put up nobody against anyone. Just peacefully. So you can get the, if you call yourself that you need peace in your life, don't try to get peace in your life when you're trying to make somebody else's life antagonistic. Don't try to want peace in your life, but then you're trying to make it bad for somebody else. You gotta remember that. Because that is like serving two masters right there. You can't say you want this in your life, but you're trying to tear this person down over here. You can't say you don't want nothing to do with this person, but you're still chastising this person to the point where you confused. That means something not up. You're not healed. You're not recovering. I remember I was going through something once. I was talking about it, not on the internet. And I was talking, and I remember the person said to me, I'm not going to sit here and listen to this all the time. You're going to keep talking about it all the time? Or are you going to try to forget about it? That's what they said to me, just harsh and blunt. Harsh and blunt, I call it, because when you upset about something, everything somebody says to you within that moment is going to become harsh and blunt. Boy, they were just blunt and bold, but it's better to have somebody around you that is blunt and bold. And then when you go home also, you can process your thought better. Because now that is register what that person said. Because they didn't pick side with it. They weren't taking us that. They're gonna ask you how often are you gonna keep talking about the same thing? You know what I mean? So it's just about life. And that's why we can't rent every toxicness on the internet. We cannot let that consume us, and we cannot let that defeat us. We have to learn to fight, stand up for what you believe in, mind your own business, try to elevate yourself, and elevating yourself doesn't mean you must step on somebody else. Do you understand that? Do not try to elevate yourself and then you're stepping on somebody else and crushing somebody else just to arise. You will not arise. You will get there and then you fly right back down the ladder. We have to be careful. You see this lip? Power is in it. And it's not a made up thing. It's in the Bible. Power is in the tongue. And then many of us, we think we're in a warfare with people. Cut that out. All those negative things, and then you're trying to make yourself look like who is not. It don't make no sense. You don't have to be in a warfare because something didn't sit well that I'm using me now, resilient queen didn't say. Cut that out. What was the good thing that person said that you like? Pick that out of it and take it with you. Leave the rest for that person to figure out for themselves. They distribute it and give it back to them. Let them collect back their negative. You don't need to carry their garbage with you. But think about the things that they said that can uplift your life, can uplift your spirit. It's like you're going through something and somebody said, "Boy, I'm going through the same thing." Knowing the fact that somebody else is going through the same thing as you, they might not go through the same similar or exact thing, same exact thing, but something close enough for you to relate or so. And even if you don't relate, but you can connect the dots, is for you to think about what was the good from it. We already know the bad. But what was the good? Did that person say anything good? You know, you'll be doing 1,000,001 good in this world, and the one bad you do extended to everything, all sort of manner, everything to somebody. It leads to so many chastisement. And the next thing I wonder, when you use one thing somebody do to chastise them for the rest of their life, you know God judging us too, right? He judge all of us, right? He don't just judge that person that you're judging. He judge all of us. Because not because you don't look like the monster and that person look like a monster, but the way you doing that person too also you make you contribute to being a monster too. Because of the way we go about stuff. We're not going about it the right way. So therefore we just as bad as that person. It's like that person knocked somebody up the head and we must knock that person back up the head. What do you think we're doing? The same thing they're doing. They hit, you hit. What do you think that is? And that's why we have to be very careful how we happy for people downfall. Because a lot of people are very happy when they see people downfall. It's like you see somebody and they used to have people, or they used to have whatever they used to have, luxury or whatever, and they fall. And a lot of people just sit there and clap. Very happy. Remember, I like to say now, I'm going to say this now. You can see when somebody passed because you're still alive, right? Do you see when you're going to pass? No. So there's so much to learn in life that sometimes when you're judging others, make sure you judge yourself. Because they said to pick the beam out of your eye before you can pick it out of somebody else's eye. And a lot of us don't do that. We're striving for perfection. There's no perfect life. So we gotta learn to stand up for each other. Things don't sit well with you, you don't consume it. Leave it there. Buy out, dial out so you can get enough time to rest. And even though we understand that not everybody is approachable when you're telling them about what they did or what this person do, sometimes all you need to do, if you call yourself a godly person, all you need to do is just pray for those persons. That's all we need to do. Because we all have meltdowns, whether we godly or we ungodly. We all have meltdowns. Meltdown, somebody steal our money. You go plead the blood of Jesus quick or fast. And that's a meltdown. But the only difference is you had Jesus on your side. So he will restore you quicker than the man who will fight for your ways and fight for that somebody else. Then the devil have him under his control. We all have meltdowns. And that's why we must learn to respect each other's space, respect each other as much as you can, because in this world, it's not promised to none of us. None of us. And sometimes where you start doesn't mean that's where you're going to finish. Because I was reading something where they were sharing that the Pope that passed, he when he was younger, working work at I think barista or something like that, and do some minimal job. That a lot of people, when you tell them what kind of job you do, I work in construction. What kind of job you do, I work on the garbage truck, and they will condemn you. But 2 days later, you do work for the multitude. Huh? So it just goes to show that it doesn't matter what job you have in life. If you aspire to elevate yourself in life, you can elevate yourself. You know, you can go back to school if you want to. You can go back to school and you can elevate yourself from cleaning houses, from being a hotel worker, from being a chef, or be and nothing wrong with chef because you gotta eat food. So sometimes people look. I remember one young lady tell me once, "Oh, you can't talk to me because you're working a low end job." I said, "Excuse me." And when I tell you, I straightened her out that night. Not even her friends couldn't even say nothing to her, and she was so beautiful too. On top of it, but her beauty didn't save her from the wrath of my mouth. Because I'm serving you your food. You're going to tell me I can't talk to you because I'm beneath you. And you don't even know my background. You don't even know if I have a qualification. But you're ready to read out an application that is in no that is not exist. Assuming. You know, a lot of people assume and judge people wrongfully. And then when they judge you wrongfully, then they realize, oh, I misjudged. No. If you had keep your lips to yourself, you would have misjudged anyone. Many people literally judge people because they think they can. Let me tell all of you out there who like to judge people, you're not Jesus. Because the same way you're judging somebody, he's judging all of us. And notice I didn't say just me or you. He's judging all of us. And he said, vengeance is his. So leave the vengeance to him. Who are we to be vengeance against each other? Pray for our brothers. Pray for our sisters. And that's why I tell all the Christians out there, God take you out of the place where people like me will be over now venting or doing whatever we're doing. And he put you over this side, which is the positive side, the good side of life. You still have your own struggles, but you take it to Jesus in prayer. We over here as well and say, well, we have our own struggle, but we still take it to Jesus in prayer. He don't only rain on you and he don't rain on me. You might know the scriptures and the word more, but it's because you study to get there. You didn't just evolve and just get there and say you know the word of God. No. Things happen in your life and you realize, you know what? Nobody but my Lord. As the songwriter that say, who will let the angels sing? Nobody but my Lord. Who will let you be over here? Nobody but my Lord. Well, same way we over here that are not yet Christians. Same thing when we go through stuff in life, we're saying, and we escape these things. We're saying the same thing as you. So tell me now, if he was a man that judge us and separate us like how this world want to separate everybody when they do something and cast them out like they're the worst set of people on the planet, what do you think would have happened? I say you gotta be careful when you're over on the God side. You gotta be careful or you're on the other side. Because when you go over the other side, you go over there to help him win what he needs to win. Because you're one of him now. So you gotta learn to get over there and work with him to strengthen the livelihood of everybody else. Tracy Local Learning, how are you doing? How are you? Greetings. Gotta strengthen that. You can't be over here and trying to fight over here. You already, oh, you were over here. Everybody who become a Christian was once over here. They don't have to be over there in a bad light, but they were once there. Where they pop at them out, they argue with people, they discriminate, they gossip, they do everything. But when the Lord changes, you say, so tired from weeding. Oh, you were weeding out your garden. Oh, that's nice, that's nice. At least you're weeding out your garden and plant your own food, you know. So that's good. How you doing otherwise? How you doing? So you gotta remember you were over here once. You know, because when we get over the good side of life, we tend to feel like everything over this side is garbage. You forgot you were in the garbage too. You forgot you were in that rubble too. The same one you condemning, you forgot you were in there. Why they tell us power is in the tongue? Because they said our mouth could cross way for a reason. You said doing good, thank you about you. I'm doing good myself, just pain in the legs from walking and running. But otherwise than that, I'm doing good. The kids are doing good as well. Just here, talking about how I can get from being from the negative to the positive from what is happening, you know, and what is that is happening. You know, you have to know what is that is happening. Like me, my car down. How do I get to the positive? I challenge myself. I will walk. I'll catch a bus. No shame, because I need the exercise anyhow. So even though in the negative may seem like a downfall, but in actuality, the negative become a positive because I'm gaining more than I would have actually lose. You know, when I mean lose, you know, I'm gaining where I can lose weight, where I can go outside and get fresh air every day. We don't have to just get downstairs and just jump in the car. You don't get that much fresh air because you jump in the car, you get to work, you jump out the car, you go into a closed building, you know what I mean? Or you drop the kids, you come back home or do what you gotta do and back again in a closed building. You can get fresh air for a whole 30 minutes, free of charge. You know what I mean? But we have to learn to think, how did we get over here? And when we get over here, in my opinion, and from listening to so many different pastors or so, is for you to help the community that you left over here, to help them to see how you get over here. You can't force no one to get over there, but the message that you're gonna bring will resonate one day with these people, because when we're in hot water, we will find our way over there. So we need to stand up and fight. You know, we can't just fight one-sided because this is not going to be balanced. And remember how you get over here. Remember how you become a Christian. Some people, I heard their stories because I grew up in church, and I hear people tell their stories of how they become a Christian. One young lady became a Christian because she was in the nightclub partying and all these things, and she said that's where she felt the Holy Ghost, and she had to come to the church I used to go to then, and everything, and the pastors then were there praying for her and everything. I've seen people were just, I remember one lady came to buy some ackee in the community which I grew up, and in Manchester, and we were in church that Sunday. And you know, anybody know church, when anybody come that is unusual, remember that we're not aware of, everybody turn their head. We nosy, you know. We're a nosy nation, but it's good to be aware to make sure our surrounding is good. But first thing, everybody turn their head. Even the pastor, they're preaching, they all turn their head to make sure. And in this world, you gotta be very vigilant. And that lady came to buy some ackee from the lady that grew me sister. That sister passed away now a while back. But she came to buy some ackee from that lady. And church service was in session because we go to Sunday school and everything. And she sat at the back. And then when it was prayer time, the pastor was preaching. People was getting out in spirit and everything. I just stood there, as I was very young then. As a little girl. I was just stood there and I was just looking at them. Sometimes I see goose pimples on me and I'm like, what is going on? And I mean, bench kicking over here, everything. People were not afraid to praise their God did. I'm telling you. And that lady at the back of the church get out in spirit. She starts speaking in tongues and everything, and they had to go down and get some things and cover her up. And I mean, all those benches that you see you can barely move by yourself, they were moved. They were removed. And then all the church sisters that was heading the church and everything, they go there and they pray for her and everything. I had another cousin. She used to be partying, dancing, something. Beautiful girl. And I remember how she got filled. They having a crusade. We used to have crusade at church and everything. They were having a crusade and everything. And that young lady, that remember now she danced, party and everything. And that young lady got out in spirit. Her life changed then. She gave her life to God. So sometimes you over here as a Christian, making you look like a holy book. Remember the book you were in before you get over here. So when you get over here, it's for you to teach the principles of God. Teach so that people can understand where you are coming from. They know how you arrive over here. You know, it's like when you're opening anything, they say, what led you to open this? Why did you want to open this? Why did you want to reach out to your community? They're asking all these things. It's for a reason. So when you get over here and say you're holy, you are holy, you know that song, you are holy, holy, holy. You got to understand that holiness is not about a mockery of the people you left over here. Mocking the people over here that God took you from, that's not what he would be ashamed of you. And I don't want to speak for him, but he will be ashamed of you. Because when he put you over here, he put you over here with the mindset that you are going to able to help the people that is over here. The world smile with Buzzer, how are you? Good night, good night. So we need to understand. It's like, as an immigrant living in America, I can speak for myself. When you get an opportunity to travel in this world, it's nice to see you. I'm off to sleep. Thank you so much, Tracy Local Learning. All right, I soon go off to sleep too. Thank you. Have a blessed night. And when you get an opportunity, let's say you're the only one out your family that get the first opportunity, because everybody always have somebody in the family that get the first opportunity to excel to the next level. That opportunity is not only for you, but it's also for the people you left over here. You see what I'm saying? If people who couldn't travel, your mother, your father, who didn't get that opportunity, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your auntie, whatever it is, how close you are with them. You remember you left them over here. Now you're over this side now. We're not talking the God side now, but now you're over the positive side now where you are flourish, opportunities coming your way and all of that. So you're over the positive now. You understand? When you were over here, you were dying to be over here. You were dying to be over here. But over here, you were dying to be over here. Now you're over here. And then you see good life for everything. Some of us erase the people that paved the way for us. Erase them as if they are a rubber. They can rub them down. Oh, how do you know that they're going to stuck here forever? Blessings, blessing. Have a good night. Blessings. How do you know that they're going to stuck there forever? Some people burn their bridges, don't get me wrong, but that's on them. You pray for them. And that's why it's very important when people become a Christian not to be so judgmental of the world. Help the world. That's why you go over here. Because he thought he saw something in you so he could pull you over quick. He said, okay, you, let's go over here. And he pull you over there. When he called us, he called us. So when he pull you over here, he pull you over here to make a difference. He don't pull you over here for you to drag these set that you were coming from. You were over here in the mud. You were over here frustrated many times, crying, sleep, lack of sleep, stressed out, don't know your bed aid for your bed foot, just like the people who are over here. So when he turned your life around, he don't turn your life around to judge these people over here. He turned your life around so you can make changes. And that's why you have to big up to all the people out there that look at their sorrows, look at their struggles, and turn it around, not only for themselves, because they could be selfish with it. But instead of them being selfish and just all for themselves, they start to think, okay, the need is greater because I used to be a young this and a young that, and I see how things was hard for me and everything. I am going to make a change. Those are the kind of change you want to see in this world. Not you get over here and trying to shove this person over here because you think opportunity is there for everybody. It's just that the way some of us go about some things is different. But it's not about you over here and feel like, okay, over here is this, you know? You say I agree with that some Christian are two-faced. You know what I mean? And the world is so two-faced. And that we gotta remember now how we get over this side. It's like a car accident and you see a car crushed from the floor up, but yet that person walk away scratch free. How did he walk away scratch free? How did that woman walk away scratch free? Because God saved that person. Now is this person to make the difference now to say, you know what? I'm gonna make a difference and I'm gonna tell the world what God has done for me. And it's not easy because when you start doing that, people will start bash you and say you're crazy and you're doing this and you're doing that. But let they see. They're going to be right over you calling to Jesus. So we have to understand when he blesses us out of situations, it's for us to learn to take care of what he needs us to take care of over here. Then figure out what's the next plan. What else he wants me to do. How am I going to reach the people that he wants me to reach? Because you and him having that one-on-one connection. You have a pastor, he praying for you, you're talking to him about the feelings you're feeling and the visions you're getting and the dreams you're having. And all these things are going to come into your thoughts because he's telling you to help. He calling out, and that's why you have to shout out to every single person in the world that when they transition over from coming is like a young teenage mom who was pregnant, didn't have no help or anything, but when they come over this side, they created a program for moms. A young dad was young at the time and have a teenage child and everything, didn't know how to navigate in way when he was over here in the world. But then when he come over this side after growing old and everything, he realized, he said, you know what, I need to do this to help young people, to elevate young people, show them the way, create some educational program, create some basketball program, whatever, sports events or something, create some what they call it, something in academic to help uplift people. Some people grew up in the music industry on the street, from street days. Now they over here, so making platinum, making millions, making zillions, making billions. Then they're out there now trying to help the community. Most of them help the community. Some of them help till the point where you don't even know because they don't go out there and talk about, hey, I just pour $4 million in this in what they call it, charity event. They don't say it. They just go and do what their conscience tell them to do and what the Lord expect of them to do and what they believe is right. All these foundations that are here, that so many people are benefited from. How you think these organizations comes about? You think they just evolve? Those majority of those persons that are the head of those organizations, if you should have a one-on-one interaction with them, they will tell you what their struggles were. They will tell you they seen how people disrespect their mom, disrespect their dad when he was begging to help provide food on the table and everything. They grew up and see that there was not much to help people. And they want to make that difference. They want to make that change because they fell in those traps before. They fall in those things before and now they understand that these things are a need. It's a need, it's not a want to survive. So sometimes you see people giving away stuff and you say, oh, they're just giving away for attention. No. Not everybody give away stuff just to get a name for themselves or something. They know that is what they want to do. But because they didn't come out and say, hey, this is what I want to do in the next 5 years when God bless me. Hey, this is what I want to do in the next 30 years. Everybody say, oh, they just doing it for likes, or they just doing. No, that's not how that go. God not gonna make you make a mockery of his people just like that. No, he will make you pay the price for it. So we need to understand our lane. We need to understand our duty on this earth. And then when we become a Christian, we don't become a Christian to tear the people that you left over here. 'Cause remember, you were over there. So don't come and tell me you never over there once. Don't come and tell me you didn't entangle because you have children. So don't come and preach to me like you're only one-sided. If you gonna preach to me, I want you to come correct. Help me understand. Because I can't read the book for myself, but I want you to help me understand when you're going to use these examples or anything. Let me understand them when you're judging somebody from over here. Weren't you over there? And you over here doesn't mean that you went through the same thing that I went through or that person went through or anything. It's different. And that's what make the world go around. We need to pay attention. Paying attention. Respect people where they're at in life. People talking and you can see through what they're talking. Just leave. There is no point in you trying to make a scene out of it. It's so easy to bring a million and one negativity up about something somebody said, but you would never talk something good that that person have done. Something don't sit well with you, you go away and you just gossip, 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 like two mad cow. You don't make you different from the person. It's just that you silently discriminate that person. That don't make you different. It's just that you do yours in a way where nobody would find out. But just remember, the man who created you already know who you are. The man who created us know who we are. He knows our intentions. He knows when our intentions are pure. And also you know when your intentions are pure. Nobody have to tell you when your intentions are pure. You know. And you know when when you're doing something and you know your intentions are not pure, you know. It come over you. That embarrassment come over you. It's like you argue with your child and you feel so bad because you're blowing the things out of proportion because it was just a simple little things. As a mother, I know. As an auntie, I know. As a godmother, I know. Let's be a vessel. So that means when we transition from all our worries and problems, we transition to something good. So we don't have to be over here and trying to serve two masters and mama because it's not going to work. It's not going to work. We have to be very careful. And that's why I tell all the Christian people that are out there, stay in your lane. It's easy to fall in the rapture, and then some of you because they think you have qualification. I got qualification that have nothing to do with the rapture of life. Because God don't want none of that. And He give it to you. He don't want none of it. He wants us to use our qualification for good. He don't want us to use our qualification to chastise somebody because they don't have a qualification. What does the qualification go say about you? Nothing if you have bad character. You could have a million years of anything or a million qualification. If your character is bad, your qualification ain't gonna cover it up. You could be walking around with all your probably your AC attached to your pocket, and it ain't gonna cool you down if your character is bad. Because you will be drawn in the other way. So we gotta be careful. Treat people good. Somebody always gonna step on somebody too. But if you don't sit well with you, there's no need to formulate a whole opinion of somebody. And that could just tell about your character too. Because when I have to go to the point where I have to route at something, I have to check myself and I say, why you behaving like a hooligan? Okay, you gotta be honest with yourself. You don't have you owe the world nothing, but you owe yourself something. Huh? We don't owe the world nothing, but we owe ourselves something. And all the gratitude and everything belongs to that man up there. So be mindful. And that's what I'm going to say. All the Christians out there or something. When you get over, remember you were out there once. I hear this pastor preach and he said, they're going to tell me to plant a seed and I must give $1,000. He said he don't know about nobody, but he was sick to his stomach when he had to give that $1,000. And if he's a pastor that is up in society, and you would think that because he's up in society, he can't feel those kind of negative feelings. He said when he give it, he said for days he was sick. For days, but he had to fight that because he was young then. He said he giving something and when he look, he don't even have a curtain at his window. But they want him to plant $1,000 seed. But it just goes to show that when you're going to give, it doesn't matter what you got. If it's coming from a place of good, good will always follow you and he will always multiply our blessings. And that's why we need to stop judge people and go about your daily life minding your own business. Because if you don't, you over here saying you're Christian, or you over here saying you're what, you get caught up same way, triple over here because you're already over there. And then over here, sorry for you because you're conflicting. Because you're in a warfare. And then some of you, the devil not doing you nothing, But you just look at somebody and you just hate on that person and then you call the person a devil. Why? You look in the mirror, you see devil, you just call somebody a devil. You gotta be careful with the things you're distributing. Sometimes you see somebody and you don't like them, just leave them alone. Don't bother even acknowledge them. Because now it become like you and this person have conflict. And you're not bold enough. If you're a Christian and a child of God, you're supposed to be bold enough to tell that brother and tell that sister, listen, my spirit don't sit well with you anymore. I'm not on the same page as you anymore. So I rather peacefully don't have you around me or anything. But who are you to hold grudge? When the Lord didn't hold a grudge against you of all the things you did, all your deeds, why are you holding grudge? When your book is full of corruption. Because many of us, when we get over the good side, we tend to think that we were all perfect.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen. If you're 50 or over,
lying to ourselves is not going to get you any further than make you look like the person who's on the negative side of life. In this world, you're not going to like everybody, you're not going to love everybody. And that's why it's better to choose the people that you can mesh with. And you mesh with them without tearing down the people who you cannot tolerate. Because sometimes those people have not done a thing to you guys. Even some of you on YouTube. I've seen people just talking on YouTube. Nobody, this is a phone. If you punch the phone right now, this phone is going to break. And if that's the only way you go on YouTube, you won't have that phone to see all the people who you were punching, right? Because you punch yourself out of a luck, right? And you guys make a whole fuss out of these people. Why carry people baggage? Or you don't got no bag for yourself? Well, you need to go grab a Scanner bag. They're in the store. Go to the grocery store, buy your own bag. Since you like to carry people luggage. You guys need to pick your lane. Some of you, your ears, they say deaf ears Goliath trouble. It's really true. What are you solving? I don't know. Relax. Pray for your brother, pray for your sister when you see they're down there. Relax. You will not have to be all revolve around those 365 days of the year. You don't have to. Some of you mock people, laugh after people, and then hoping to be blessed. Oh yes, you will be blessed, but it's gonna come with a price. You will be blessed, but it will come with a price. Because one, you're gonna live with shame and guilt, and you can't tolerate it because it's eating you alive, and then you feel guilty about it. Nobody even gonna know that you're guilty about it. Be careful. Life is not that serious for you to collect everybody's scandal bag. Go to the grocery store and get your own. Or you can beg somebody a bag. You don't have to worry about everybody's bag. Every time somebody throw their garbage out, somebody out there to pick it up. Why? Can't you find your own garbage? You don't have any? Because if you're home and you have a house and you have garbage, and even if you live outside, and even if you live in your car or whatever you live in, you got garbage because you have to take it out. You cook, you eat. All these things will be consuming us. The world don't revolve around us. We gotta learn and understand. You know, we need to understand. You know, you don't have to say, Lord, I can't stand this person. Who are you? Why you can't stand this person? God judging you? So why are you judging somebody else? This is just the internet. This is just the internet. There is no need to just tear down everybody you see on the internet. Everybody ain't gonna talk the same. Everybody ain't gonna speak the same. Everybody ain't gonna walk with you. Everybody ain't gonna run with you. And everybody ain't gonna skip with you. Everybody ain't gonna hop with you. Everybody ain't gonna jump with you either. But look at the good that person did. And hold on to that. But we tend to hold on to the things that they said when they're in their wrath. And we hold on to that like it's a prayer book. We hold on to it as if that book is going to take you to heaven. It's not. Because you're going to collect somebody's garbage, hold on to it and take it in your life and eat yourself up alive. Or tell your girlfriend, your wife, you see that boy, you see that girl? Or you tell your family, you see that girl, I can't stand her. You see that boy, I can't stand her. I can't stand him. Relax. Know where you are coming from, so you know how to exit over here. And you can be at peace. But you can't be over here and try to say you want peace. But you're over here pulling somebody down silently, dragging them along like mud. It's like a landslide. You don't even know when you go slide, you don't slide. Relax. We have enough going on in the world. And the last thing, if I punch this phone right now, I'm punching myself out of something because guess what? I'm trying to get rid of, I want to see nobody, I want to talk to nobody. But then I'm hurting because you know why? I can't talk to nobody else no more. I can't use my phone to make no phone call. I might expect an important call. I might just lose it because I'm foolish to believe everything that somebody say or everything I see on the internet. Believe it's true. And then I collect it. And then I add it to my problem. What a piece of problem. How worries you bring for yourself? You have enough. I have enough problem. There is no need to collect any more garbage in my life. There's no need for you to collect it either. Collect what is good for you and leave the bad over here. You can have it. You know, like when you go pantries or so, and some pantry let you pick out this stuff and they say, oh, you could pick out what you want. Okay, don't you go pick out what you want and leave what you don't want? It not bad. It might not be bad for you, but you just don't either know how to cook it or have no time for it. You just want something quick and fast and simple. There you go. Boom. I'm gone. We got to understand life, people. Understand it for yourself. Stop look at social media and think that you're going to understand life through social media. You're not. Okay, you're going to work yourself up. It's like you see everybody and you're looking it's like when you're cleaning up and you see everybody looking all the four corners of your house or something. Doesn't mean everything is nice. Just the angel harmless always, how are you? How are you? Greetings, greetings. You know, doesn't mean everything is nice. But we're gonna make it nice for you to see what we want you to see, right? So why you think everything is perfect? But anyway, family, I ain't gonna stay any longer. I want you guys to walk good and take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, and please know what bother you. Know when somebody is talking and if it's a trigger for you, just walk away peacefully. You don't have to say anything bad about that person because then you're also working yourself up more. And if you're fighting what you're going through, there's no need to add to what people say to believe it. Because I see a lot of people, they swallow the negative so fast. It's like medicine, toxic medicine. Can't heal nothing but you swallow it quicker. And then you realize later on you start throwing up, you have diarrhea, you need Pepto-Bismol. But if you had just stopped to think and read between the line and read these things, so you say, pull the problem apart and see what can you take from it that is good. A lot of people who used to go fishing and stuff like that, what do? If they use live worm, they go to a place where it's swamp, when it means swamp, where it's moist, lots of water or whatever, and they go dig till they find a worm. And then they can go do fishing. Or they go to the fish shop and go buy the live worms or something that is in dirt, eh? And they go about their business and they do what they gotta do. And then sometimes they buy the fake one to go catch a fish, and the fish, you think you're catching me today? You stay right there. I'm going to give you a run for your money. You're going right back home because I ain't eating the fake one. You know? So, know yourself in life, people, please. You know, as a young child, I'm always self-motivated and self-driven because all the things that come at me, if I was to sit down and let all of these things consume me, I wouldn't be on social media talking to none of you. Not one. I would not. But it's a good thing I was able to be self-driven. And that's why I call myself resilient queen because of all the things that I go through. I don't go through a whole bunch of stuff, but just the stuff that I go through that tests me, test my faith, test my belief, test my motivation, test my self-esteem, test my confidence, test everything that need to be tested. Check. It's like you go to the doctor, you do blood work and you check for all kind of problem. Same way with life. Know what tests you and know what you can deal with. So when these things are coming again, you say, all right, then I don't need to embarrass or anything, but I gotta go. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to tell people why you're going. You just say, I gotta go. I'll catch you up another time. All right, then what good? You know what I mean? Because it's life. You are going through your life. And the last thing you want to do is to collect what you don't need to be collecting. People out here struggle every day. Know what's your problem. Pull your problem apart. See the good in that problem. Because trust me, there is a good in that problem. You ever hear somebody say, thank God this happened? Because maybe if you had put a ring on my finger, then when it happened, then it's harder. Because then it's easier to do this, but harder to get out of it. Thank God this happened, so I did not have to do this. How many people say thank God all the time? At first you weren't saying none of that because you weren't thinking about that then because nothing was happening. Everything was smooth sailing. But when things happen, you say, thank you, Jesus. You start give God thanks. Thank you for sparing me. Thank you for saving my life. We all say that. He saved us for a reason. And he don't save us for us to tear others down. So walk good Have a blessed night. And thanks to each and every one. Thanks to the likers, the sharers, the commenters, the well wishers, to everyone. Remember, let nobody problem rent space in your head. Take care of yourself, family. Likewise, I am taking care of myself. Until then, family, walk good. Have a blessed night. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, I'll see you later. Bye bye.